A man's face is his autobiography. A woman's face is her work of fiction. Oscar Wilde. Don't know about that one. Clara Reed is at it again. Chapter 5, Beggar's Lane. Green Street proved as slippery as you feared, now asking for a double fee. With a Velvet Rose client named while a Velvet Rose client named Sykes has gotten himself banned over his attachment to Beatrix. This sentiment might be mutual. Madame Sora revealed that B has been lax about using prophylactics with the gentleman. Okay, that's just Beggar's Lane again. Okay. Now, let's take a look at our journal. Courtesan killer, just ask around. Ask a friend, ask a detective, ask the public, of course, will do. Fan collection, that's just gonna happen at some point. It seems like Felipe has been seeing a dolly lately. Worryingly, she turns down payment for her services. This may warrant further investigation. Just investigate that, okay? French candies. Sora has a sweet tooth. I'll be able to get what I need from Pavel's Pinfold in Sorry Square. And last of London, make tracks for the Apothecary in Sorry Square. That's where I can pick up the pills for Beatrix. So everything takes me to Sorris Square right now. Oh, hold on a second. Is Atticus in here now? Can we interact with Atticus while... Okay, no. Atticus isn't here. Come on. Okay, let's try that again. Is Atticus at the bar? Nope. Okay, so who are you? Calvin? Whoever that may be. Oh, Calvin Quill. That's the poet, right? Ah, my imperious neighbor, my connatural cohort, who endures alongside me in that house of beautiful vice and misery. I knew you long before either of us took up in the bell jar, Calvin dear. Cannot a man wax poetic on his lot in life? Don't tell me even you have turned a sycophant, my noble adversary, Miss Clara Reed. What a shame. How many drinks are you? How many drinks in are you, Calvin? It's a titch early to be chasing the green fairy, is it not so, Absinthe? Right? Green fairy is absinthe? Right, well, that's enough chatting for today, I think. Be safe, Calvin. Let's ask. Green fairy, absinthe. There we go, yeah. A powerful alcoholic spirit rumored to provoke hallucinations. Wasn't that just because of impurities? And, like, modern high-quality absinthe doesn't do that? Something like that? I'm not sure anymore. I've heard that story while... Well, I didn't drink absinthe that night, but I got that told by someone who drank absinthe, and I had some other drinks. So that story, how that whole hallucinations thing came to pass, isn't the clearest in my mind. I'm not inebriated, Clara, merely miserable. Calvin dear, I haven't the time for a proper chaff, I'm afraid, but might I at least ask why? Okay, that's a 50% chance. We need an 8 to succeed. Perhaps we should speak of something lighter then, eh? Lift your spirits. Have you seen Tessica's latest work? Let's try tact. That's an 11, that works. Very nice. It's those disreputable misers that make their homes around St. Paul's. Publishing woes? Indeed, am I truly destined to confine myself to the front of a pseudonym, to persevere in the annals of history only by way of an anonymous echo, or else a wholly false personhood? Clem has left the bottle on his table. He pours himself a glass, places a cube of sugar upon his slotted spoon, and glares at it with watery eyes. As the torpid drip of ice water erodes the point of his ire to the spirit below. One might have thought he'd have left such indignities as the misapplication of names and false titles behind. Let's cheer him up. Calvin, for everything you are, you are indeed a good poet. It's a rotten lot, but even I believe you should keep at it all the same. We achieve nothing by turning our backs to the world, eh? Nothing save the peace and the respite from injustice we so deeply crave. He does not turn and spit on the ground to underline his point, but it's a close thing. Perhaps a lighter topic. Have you seen Tessicus' latest work? Of course I'm familiar with my dear Tessicus' latest endeavors. They are truly marvelous, are they not? Her soul holds all the blessings of Clara, Greek muse, okay, makes sense, come to earth. Her form is as regal and flexible as a willow bough. Well, you're certainly right about that. He's glaring at me, but is it the glare of being one-upped in a proper ribbing, or as opposed to genuine malice? For any failings of yours, Clara, you do, as least, possess impeccable understanding of the principles of aesthete. Okay, makes sense, aesthetics and all that. Perhaps it does say something about me that I can earn such compliments from you of all people, Calvin. I suppose you did manage to distract me for some short while, Miss Reed. Seems some thanks are in order. Anytime, Calvin. Okay. Alright. Yeah, okay, there's a stage door, there's a philosopher. This leads to the green room. Nothing I need there until my performance tonight. Okay, alright. I suppose we're gonna leave the place since we got started outside. So I think that's reasonable. Let's go to Beggar's Lane. There we go. And we wanted to go to Soris Square, was that right? I think that was right. So let's head over to Soris Square. Travel. And let's see if we can find what we need, or if there's gonna be some stuff thrown in our way. Okay. Come on now. Soris Square always takes I mean, it's I think the largest location, so it makes sense. This takes a little bit longer to load than the others. Okay, now where Pavel's pinfold, where was that? That's the Apothecary. There's Olivia Lynn, Obituary. Nandy's shop. Wait, was the other one Last of London? Oh, okay, Apothecary. Let's just pick them up real quick. That would be in here. And let's see if we just get them without any hassle, or if we have to jump through some hoops to get them. Gordon Gray, hello there. The chemist combs his fingers through the wispy hair atop his pate. I don't know. There's a clinical luster to his brass-buckled apron, rubber gloves, and adjustable monogoggle. He seems more dressed for a dissection than a measurement of pills. Good day, how can I assist you? Might you have this in stock? Say nothing and hand him the chemist's note. Or tact, the pills I'm here to pick up require a bit of discretion. What stats do we need to level? Tact could use some leveling, and intellect as well. That one is quite far away though. I guess we'll go with intellect because it's a lower level. Might you have this in stock? After skimming the note, he peers up at me, then back at the note, then flips it over to see if there's anything written on the backside. Whatever silent conversation this man is having with himself, it would be nice to be included. I need to grab a couple of things from the back. Along with this, be just a moment. From the other room, there's a sound of careful rummaging, as if he's trying to make as little noise as possible. 2 minutes gone by. He's taking his time back there. Is he speaking to himself? If he has a police telegraph lurking in the back room, he might be peaching on me. Though advertisements for such concoctions are abundant, these pills are not technically above board. It would do for some choleric copper to get it in their head to pay Madame Sora a visit. It wouldn't do. We're better. Perhaps I should poke around in the back room while I have a chance. See if I can pinch something. Best to simply wait. We're better. No. Didn't mean to. Oh, damn it, I misclicked. My bad. It's time to face the music. I can hear him coming back. I apologize for the long wait. It appears I'm low on stock and out of twine. I suppose a substitute will suffice. He sets down a container of silk sutures, wrapping paper, and the bottle itself. The label reads Saxon's English Female Pills. He wraps up the medicine with compulsive precision, using the magnifier in his monogoggle to make sure the corners are folded ever so neatly. It's quite alright. In truth, I should be the one apologizing. For assuming you were splitting me over the pills, and how I might have considered pinching half your shop in retaliation. It's nothing. He retrieves some shears from his apron's pocket and cuts 2 parallel lines of silk thread. I see now why he took so long trying to find his twine, if this is his last resort, though silk sutures seem a bit out of place compared to an apothecary's usual remedial wares. There we are, though I'm sure my bow tie could use some work. I tried to make it look as innocuous as possible, like a candy gift package. Okay, we've got the inventory, okay. You didn't have to do all this, but you have my genuine thanks. Not the first time you've done this for a female customer in need. Or tact. I wasn't expecting the local chemist to be so tactful with a lady's discretion. You have my deepest gratitude. I guess I'm going to go with intellect here. +5 hope, very nice. It's not part of my job to pass judgment on my customers. I wish more would say the same. Besides, this is the best obstacle I can provide if you get heckled by a bobby. I know of you quite well, Miss Reed, but I won't tell anyone you paid a visit. I wager there's a market for a woman's unmentionables, and it's good that he's looking out for his customers. Mr. Grey opens his mouth to speak again, but is interrupted by a voice outside the shop. And I heard the angel of the water say, Thou art righteous, O Lord, which art and wast and shalt be, because thou hast judged us, thus. It's that notorious preacher pacing the square. Speaking of judgment. For they have shed the blood of saints and prophets, and thou hast given them blood to drink, for they are worthy. What are your thoughts on the preacher? In some ways, his profession is not so dissimilar from a man of the cloths. I'd best get going. What are your thoughts on the preacher? To most, he's a harmless nuisance, but I find his presence quite fortuitous. His sermons give his audience migraines, sending them running to my shop. Oh, how dastardly. Does this come with the added benefit of being immune to his migraines as well? Tragically, no. I can feel one coming on right now. I don't know. I don't think so. I'd best be going. Thank you again. All right, let's head out to Soros Square, and let's see where the what's the place called where we wanted to get that the pinfold something fold French candies, Pavel's pinfold, right? Where exactly was that again? Well, it can only be on like the edges of the square. There aren't any buildings in the middle, at least not. No, that's just the fountain, right? So we have to go along the edges. Is it the one? I think I remember which one it is. I guess we'll see in a second. I guess we'll see. There's Poe Pickett. Does Poe Pickett have anything to say about his wallet being returned? Oi, Clara! Good health to you. Bloody hell, he remembered my name. And to you, Mr. Pickett. Okay. Let's see. That's Pavel's pinfold. Let's go there. See what he has for us. If he has what we want here. Pavel Gerard. Back again? You're not the first lady to take an interest. The Duchess of Berkshire is quite fond of the spotted ones. Madame Sora asked me to fetch her a box of French candies. She says you'd know the ones. Mais certainement, mademoiselle? Sorry for my French, I don't speak it. But certainly, young lady. Calissons, they're called. I have a box with Madame Sora's name on it right here. Much obliged. There we go. Let's take a look at our inventory. There we have the French candies. I'm not going to eat them. Plus 10 hope and 1 phlegm. Our hope is good enough that I don't need to do that. Morning news, cheap fan, chalk. Ah, okay. Saxon's English female pills, a medicine bottle wrapped in paper and silk thread. Okay. Let's go back outside of this place. No need to be in here any longer. And I suppose, what should we do now? Do we just return, or do we do something else first? The question is, what do we have to do first? Is there anything? Let's take a look at the journal. Last of London is just pills. French candies is return the candies. We could check in on Felipe. I think he's at the docks. That's gonna come up later. Courtesan killer, we've basically asked everyone we could ask about the courtesan killer, so I suppose this will probably just go further as we go further, you know. As we meet new characters that we can ask about it, this is gonna, you know, become a little more open. Oh, there's the floating body. The floating body. Let's interact with that. Another of London's ill-fated citizens, dead from one of 1,000 possible misfortunes. How novel it would be to take a stroll along the docks and not encounter more evidence of this city's failings. Whoever he was, I'm certain he did not deserve to die like that. No use standing here pitying a corpse. Who knows? Who knows? I don't really regret my actions here. Felipe, do you have anything to say? Oh, there's people around him. Sorry, I've got customers, Clara. He's rather wrapped up in his business today. Now, see about this grouper here? Or perhaps a sunfish? Caught from the channel and delivered by steamboat just this morning. Okay. Let's see. Inventory. Oh, we have plenty of gears and cogs. Is the guy we can sell them to around here? Or is he not? Also, the question is, can we visit... what was his name? Theo? And maybe sell them to him? Dante Siegler, there you are. I want to sell some cogs. Here's some cogs for you. That's £1, 16 shilling and 0 pence. 12 cogs removed from inventory. Splendid, here's a little something for your troubles. Be seeing you. Wonderful stuff. That gave us some money at least. That's nice to see. But other than that, I don't really see anything we have to do now. We could enter the tavern, take a look inside, see if there's anything for us in there, because I think it was still closed when we first were here with Clara. So maybe we have something we can do here. There's just the bartender, the mounted heads, the betting station, there's Molly. No, didn't mean to talk to the dog. Grr, greet the dog. Who's a good boy? Grr, alright, not getting any closer. Molly. Molly O'Malley, leader of the Dockhounds. She was always ruthless. I knew she'd do well for herself. Getting away from her was one of my biggest reasons for leaving the bullfrogs. But of course, one can't escape Molly in this town. Let's ask about the dog. I didn't mean to ask about the dog like that. This dog could tear out that chatty throat of yours in a split second. But no, I don't feel insecure. He's got a name? I thought about naming it Calidian, like the Minotaur fighter, but it would have been degrading for the dog, so I ended up calling the thing Hercules. Like the famed Greek warrior, very unoriginal, as expected for Molly. How nice. Got it a couple of years back. I was at one of these demon dog shows. You know how I like those, and I saw this fellow make its way through all the obstacles without missing a beat. Some very important people were there. Silas Bragg was one of them. Now that I think of it, Silas is a fan of these rare beauties as well. There she goes, dropping names. It's a rare thing, you know, having a beast trained to obey their master's command without hesitation, unlike most of the people who work for me. I saw potential in that, you see. So I spoke to its owner and tried to get a good deal for the thing. Son of a bitch wouldn't give it away. Sentimental attachment, he said. So I did what I do best. Now Hercules is mine and that piece of shit is 6 feet under. Finally she's done yattering. That's so very interesting. And what is he trained for exactly? Well, for killing, of course. Other dogs most of the time. It's been the champion fighter of the East End for the last decade. Big boy just turned 8 last week and still kicking. How can he be a decade-long champion at 8 years old? What's that? A child could count better. Forget it. I'm glad you found happiness with Hercules. The dog has whip marks on his back. He looks at me like he's ready to eat me alive. Poor thing has so much rage inside. I found a new revenue source, which does make me happy. I've heard enough. How's everything? She regards me with such a distasteful contenance. Did her mother never tell her to be careful, or her face might get stuck that way? I'll talk to you later, Molly. Okay. Dockhound dwarf? By the fates, this fellow looks like he doesn't need to remove the bones from his food when he eats it. Introduce yourself? It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Clara Reed. Oh, that's this guy. Paco Mendelez. I'm a dockhound, just so you know. Not to be trifled with. Right, of course. Never entered my head. He stiffens at my answer. Perhaps I said the wrong thing, but who ever heard of a sensitive hound? Are you happy working for Molly? It's got its ups and downs, like any work. My, that's quite the set of chompers you've got. Aye, do you like 'em? The dwarf preens like a tropical bird at the compliment. Molly takes good care of her people, she does. And these didn't even cost me nothing. Just half me pay until she's made good on her investment. Okay, let's take her leave. Didn't cost anything except like half the money you get. That is smart. Do I want to bet? How much money do I have? £4, 11 shillings. Let's see. Budgie Babcock, a crimson herring staple who does bookkeeping for Molly. His eye bags and pallid visage suggest he's a night owl who seldom unwinds. Keeping the books? What? Oh, you see, I'm Molly's oddsman, as well as her accountant. Now then, couple of events at the Epsom Downs today. Do you want to bet? On what? Got ourselves a few sporting gents worth tossing the baked beans currency at. Oh yeah, right, he talks in slang, so baked bean is the queen. One on horses, another on steam cars, and even gin is fair game. Gin? What? How fast one can drink a bottle of it? Think of it like a taste contest. Judges, Barnaby Rogers, judges, get together and grade 5 gin brands from different brewers. The smell, texture, flavor, and aftertaste. The bottle with the most points wins. And so does anyone who placed their bet on the winning brew. Watching snobs imbibe doesn't pique my interest. I'll pass. No harm, no foul. Horses, eh? Well bred and with more vim and vigor than sousers and gay and hearties. Got 5 of the steeds you could put your faith and capital in. You know the drill by now. You only win big if your choice of horse crosses the finish line. First. What do you say? 4 shillings, 8 shillings, perhaps later. 4 shillings, whatever. Here's 4 shillings, my good man. Cold, swiftly bullet, hooved hair, or clip the third. Let's go with clip the third. Alright then, come back later and see if your bet paid off in spades. Okay, let's see. So we're betting on horses, with Clara on gin, with Atticus, and maybe Teddy can bet on the Steam cars. That would be fitting, I suppose. Those people we've all talked to. So I guess that's just okay. That's just the bets. Okay, we can untag that. We don't need that pinned to the side of the screen. I suppose we're gonna return to the Palladium now, since we've kind of talked to everybody, unless just randomly people show up again. But I'm not sure. I guess we'll see. Let's run to the Palladium.